So I'm gonna be showing you how to replace the radiator on a 2019 Ram, the new generation. Yes, this is the new gen, and this is a V6 3.6 liters. The first thing you wanna do is remove this cover. You have to remove all these plastic clips all over. Once you remove that, the cover will come off. Be careful you don't break the plastic tips. If I was you, I would buy replacement. It's like 11 bucks a box of 20 of them. So once you do that, you want to remove the other plastic clips from the bottom. There's 3 right there. There's 1, 2, 3. These ones you can pull out and they will snap out. They won't break. So they might break, depends how, how bad is the plastic. So by releasing these 3 down here first, it will let you release the fan to slide up. If you don't do that, when you release the fan from the top, it's not gonna release. It's gonna be stuck and you're not gonna be able to pull. You're gonna go crazy while this thing is holding. So remember, these 3 clips on the bottom, I'm sorry. So remove all the clips first. That's the first thing you have to do, remove all those clips, okay? Let's go to the top. The second thing you want to do is disconnect the hoses and the fan plug. Is push in and pull out, okay? Disconnect this hose. This thing has a, I don't know, like a clip, so when you open, it stays open. You screw it back. This thing has like a spring in the inside, so I guess it helps to keep the shape of the hose. So you disconnect this first, this second, then you jump to this side, you disconnect this hose. Remember, you have to disconnect everything that is attached to the radiator. And you have to disconnect this one too. So this thing, I can't fit my hand now already, has like a clip right here. You see that? That you can pull back and it will disconnect the whole plastic. This whole plastic will come out. It's gonna be stubborn, so just move it slowly up and down, and pull back and it will come out. When you do that, if you still have water in the system, it's gonna drop everything on the floor, okay? So the second thing you wanna do is remove the fan. So you're gonna remove the screw right here. So this is on the passenger side, okay? And on top of the screw, there's a clip. You wanna remove this clip so you can push up. I'm sorry, pull this thing up, okay? So remove the screw right here, 13 socket, push this thing back, it will come off. You just pull up and this thing should come off. Same thing with the driver's side. Where are you? Right here. So the screw is right here. This you're gonna have to remove because it's attached to the fan. So you just pull out, that's another clip, plastic clip. So just remove the screw and where's the clip right here? Push back this clip and pull up. So once you release the fan, you're gonna pull the fan up. It should come off easy without no pain, It should be an easy removal. Once you do that, I will remove this whole system right here. I have to remove this whole piece. The intake for this thing, I don't know, the air intake for the motor. I will remove this whole thing because you need clearance here to remove screws like that one right there. So the more open you do, the more comfortable you're gonna work. Okay, so I will disconnect this thing from right here, push this thing back, and it will release the whole piece. I don't think you have to open this whole thing to take it out, but I did open it. I removed the filter, make sure there's no screws inside holding the bottom piece, this piece right here. So nothing is holding this, actually, it's just clips, And then once you remove this piece right here becomes actually pretty loose and free, and then it continues to connect to this plastic piece right here. So the air comes through here, sucks in, and it goes to the engine. So I will remove the screw right here to release this piece and get it loose, and remove this clip. This clip should come off right after you remove the screw, okay? Once you have all that removed, you are gonna tackle the screws holding the radiator. like this one right here. This one right here. It's this one right here. That should be a 13. So this whole piece is holding by here and by the support on the bottom. There's a support on there. I can't see it on this frame, but I'll show you on the other side. So you remove this 13 right here, and this 13 right here. If you see down there, it's gonna get out of focus. This piece right here is the support for the radiator right here on the bottom piece. So the part, let me screw up. The part lands like this. So it sits and you push forward to tie to this piece. Okay. So it sits there, push forward, and it will tie to this piece. Okay. So you remove the screw. Remember, if you have everything else removed, these water hoses and everything else disconnected, it's going to be more easy. So once you remove the screw, you can push this thing back slowly without breaking an AC line. This is the AC lines right here. You have to be careful. You don't snap anything that is connected to it. You see, everything is connected right here. So you're going to have to remove this thing right here, this screw right here, because this is the coil for the AC, to split apart from the coil from the car. So you have one over here, and you have another one right under this pipe right there. You can't see because I have, like I say, the air intake part right here. So you have one over here on the top, that's a 12. Let me see, this is a 12, and the one on the bottom should be a 12. Right on the bottom, you just follow this part right here. Just use your hand and your finger, and it's gonna guide you to the screw. Once you see it, just unscrew that. So if you keep following the black part, you're gonna come over here, and you're gonna see this screw right here. This one right here, you remove that one too. This is a 10. So this is a 10. This is a 12 right here, and if I'm not wrong, the one right under is a 12. Okay. And then you're gonna come to the side to release the lines. These lines right here. You see this line right here? Oh, shit, can't fit my hand. These lines right here. So if you see, there's a screw. Oh, shit, can't. There's a screw right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to point it with the camera. Right there. So that one is holding these lines. You should release that. So that's a 10. And the one right under that one to the other set of lines, because you have this set of lines for the one on the top and this set of lines for the one on the bottom. And this one right here should be a 10 too. So 10 to the side and 10 to the front over here on this one. Once you remove those two screws, this whole shed is gonna be more loose. Okay? You, without the fan over here, you're gonna have more space to push back. Okay? Once you push back, you have to slide the coil for the AC out. This thing slides out. So once you have this thing released, you can push this coil over here this way, and you can pull this one this way. So it will help release the clamp on the top and the clamp on the bottom. There should be one on the bottom too. I can't show it to you because it's under all that crap. But once you remove this clamp on the top and the clamp on the bottom, everything else should be loose. So once you do that, if you're doing this by yourself, I will put a tie wrap from over here and tie it to my frame. You shouldn't leave this thing hanging, because remember, you have pipes over here. So you shouldn't be letting it hang and sit on the weight. And then the other one, I will do the same thing from this thing right here, from this leg. I will put a tie wrap and clamp her somewhere. I had a huge tie wrap. I use these tie wraps. These tie wraps are pretty long. They're for air ducts and ACs and things like that. So I put one right here, pass it through here, hold it to give support to this while I removed everything and, you know, bring the other coil in. If you're doing this by yourself, if you have help, then you're gonna be good. And the same thing to this one. Now in my case, I had to put the tie wraps because I have to order this coil. No one had this coil, so I had to wait 2 days. And I couldn't leave these things, you know, hanging the whole time. So I had to order this coil, and it arrived today, and I already installed it. So once you do that, it's the same way, the same process putting everything back. So the first thing you're gonna do once you switch coils, you're gonna have to get this rubber part, install it to the new coils, because the new coil doesn't come with this rubber parts. Okay, so don't throw this out when you take this out. Remember, when you take the old coil out, you have to remove this rubber part and the support part from the bottom piece. That has a rubber part too. So where it sits, it needs the rubber, and when it sits here, it needs the rubber to prevent vibration. Okay, so don't throw these things out. You throw these things out, you're gonna have a hard time finding them. Okay, so once you do that, it's the same process back. You put the coil, like I told you, the coil rests on the bottom like this, and then you push forward, so it goes bam, forward. So you're gonna let it sit there. Hopefully, if you have help, it will be better. And the same process, you're gonna have this thing out, have this one put over here, and then push back. Once you push back, this thing is gonna slide in. And when this thing slides in, it's gonna, gonna see how it's supposed to. And then after that, it's just putting the screws back on the same spot. I will put the screws on the same spot. Mark every single screw. I will get blue tape and wrap the screw with blue tape. That way you know which screw goes. So if the screws go on the side, get a blue tape and put side screws, so you already know this is the one to hold this piece. If the screws hold on the front, I will put front passenger side, and that way you know which one it is, top or bottom, so it will give you guide. And then put everything back. Once you attach all this whole section, the last thing you're gonna do is bring the coil forward. And when you bring it forward, it's gonna sit here like this one right here, and that's it. Then you just have to put the screw, tie it up, then sit the fan, make sure the fan falls on these clips, and same thing, tie it up right here, pull the screw, boom, and that's it. Tie it up, and then pull all the water hoses back how it's supposed to be. The one on the bottom, don't forget that, the one on the top, and the one over here. And don't forget your fan. Okay, in case you have to wait for your how you call this, your radiator, and you want to start dismantling everything, I will remove this and seal it off with a bag or a glove. I seal them with a glove, and everything should be back. You just have to recharge the unit with radiator liquid, and that's it. Should be a quick fix. Just have some patience. Remember, these pipes are really fragile. These connections are really fragile. This is aluminum. This is not the strongest thing in the planet. So if you put a lot of force, it might snap, and then you're gonna have to replace this. And this is for your AC. Without this, you don't have AC, to be honest. And just make sure everything's connected and light up, and then put your cover back, put your clips. Don't forget your clips on the bottom. Remember, you have 3 clips on the bottom that you have to secure for the fan. And that's it. Just assemble everything back the same way that you removed it. Okay? Well, I hope this helps you and teaches you how to do this thing. Good luck with everything.